Hi guys. Today we're going to talk about balancing out and how this can help with our self-love. So firstly, self-love has been so manipulated and misconstrued by the mass that we now see self-love as equal to being conceited and having a high regard of yourself, but that's not a good thing, or being selfish. And there's a reason that this is the common thought between putting yourself first, putting your desires first, putting your own well-being first before others, is they don't really want us to love ourselves. When we love ourselves, we're very powerful. But more than that, they want to keep us trapped in this never-ending cycle of feeling inadequate, so we never stop consuming. So we're constantly looking outside of ourselves to feel love or balanced. So when I talk about self-love, I am talking about balancing. I think that everything in this world is about duality, and that duality coming into a balance. So the moon and sun, if we spend our whole lives under the darkness, we die. And if we spend our whole lives under the sun, we'd also die, because everything needs rest, everything needs cold, everything needs dark, just like everything needs sunlight, yeah? But it needs to be balanced. Too much of anything is destructive, as you can see in our modern world now, but you've got light and dark, you've got yin and yang, you've got the masculine and feminine, which I'll be talking about, you've got above, below, you've got the dove and the serpent, whereas the dove represents kind of coming from the cosmic womb, and the dove and the dragon. So the dove represents the cosmic womb, and the dragon represents the Gaia womb, the earth womb. So this is kind of the duality between spirit, soul, higher self, and body, physical body. And then that also is soul and body, the duality between that. So it's all about balancing and loving these dualistic natures within us. And then by balancing out, we're changing the current reality, because everything's energy. We know this to be true. Everything is energy. So once we are harmonized and balanced within ourselves, we're vibrating at a different frequency, which means we can manifest balance. So if we're all vibrating on this frequency, opposed to one of feeling inadequate, one of shame, one of guilt, not thinking we're enough, you can see that it's going to be a different reality when we energetically harmonize these. Everything I'm reading and watching and studying right now is about harmony. There's a bit of almost a bit of a desperation in some books I bought recently that hasn't been in these authors' previous books, that are kind of we have to harmonize, we have to balance, because we are about to tip ass up. The reason why everything is a mess is because it has been so masculine, and because it's been masculine unchecked with the feminine, it's become toxic masculinity, hyperlogical. For so long I've heard things like the things that are associated with the femininity, creativity or instinct or fantasy, is folly. We don't need that in this very practical world. This is the kind of argument always about science and magic. You can't believe in one if you believe in the other. We are hyperlogical, which you can't be like that in this world, because we are not computers. We are human beings. So when we balance that beautiful divine masculine qualities like practicality, being logical, rational, power, manifestation, with the beautiful divine feminine qualities of creativity, nurturing, loving, letting things go that need to go, letting things be destroyed so new growth can come through, then we can come into harmony and we can find our purpose. So how do we come into balance, and what do we even mean when we talk about the feminine and the masculine? So it's all about awareness, right? It all starts with awareness. It is being aware of your own triggers, your own emotions. And then, our greatest purpose in life for all of us should be self-knowledge. It should be really knowing ourselves, but knowing all of ourselves. So awareness allows us to expand, but it's also a practice and a discipline. So when we are aware of our triggers and our emotions and reactions, we can tend to them. So being aware just means that you sit with it. So we're such a culture of running. Keep busy, 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 busy. Busyness is the highest premium in our modern world. But busy is just another word for running. It doesn't matter. It will always come back as well. We can't outrun these things. When you sit with it and feel it through, we can integrate it. And so we let it become a part of us. But that part that we integrate, we no longer hold any shame or guilt for, yeah? So this is like in balancing, integrating work. So for example, I have abandonment issues because my father left when I was very young. So this is triggered a lot. It's triggered when my husband says I need to spend 2 hours on my own. My abandonment is triggered. I'm like, he's leaving me. So like just with awareness of that trigger. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is coming from this. Then I can just sit with it. That's all the balancing, integrating work is. I sit with that feeling. I feel that feeling in my heart or that panic, and I sit with it, and then I bring in some inner dialogue, which will help soothe me. So in really, really simple terms, the masculine will be your more protective side, the more practical side, the more rational side, the logical side, and will probably get in your way when you're trying to get out of your comfort zone because it's trying to protect you. The feminine side will be the creative urges, the cathartic feeling of heavy emotions. So it's probably the side we've suppressed more, the nurturing side, but also the destructive side, as I said. So in tarot decks, the tower, which is the complete collapse of structure, comes before the star. So in order to see the star, we need things to crumble down. That's kind of the feminine. So you can balance both these sides by just being kind and loving. It's really all it is, having the awareness to come into the feeling. You're not always going to understand why you feel like this. Some of our triggers will be very, very old, but that's not the point. It's about feeling it and being like, I am feeling anxious, and sitting with it. Not running away from it, sitting with that heavy feeling that we don't want to feel, and then bringing kind words, yes? So the camera died, so this is take 2. Anyway, I was saying, so for instance, you'll have an urge to create. This is from more my own experiences. And you'll hear your inner dialogue that will say things like, it's a waste of time, there's other things you should be doing, you can't be bothered. This is generally that masculine side. It's just trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe. It doesn't want you to go into territories that are uncharted to it. The best way to speak to that kind of resistance, the masculine side, is like sweet, sweet, nurturing mother, I know you're here to protect me. I know you're trying to keep me safe, but this is actually really good for my growth, So if you could just step aside. I've done all these practices, and like I'm having my creative abundance has been quite overwhelming and quite shocking in a good way. But like I've denied that creativity for a very, very, very long time because I was very identified with my masculine. And that kind of inner dialogue really helps. The thing is that we're always talking to ourselves, so we may as well be in charge of it and not just run away with it, So the shadow side, this can be seen as the feminine side, This is the side we've all repressed in all of us, our creativity, our emotions, our gentleness, our sensitivity, our fantasy. This is a side that really needs to be loved. Love, love, love. This is the side that has really been deemed dirty, silly, folly, oversensitive, over-emotional, filthy, not relevant. It's almost like the earthy side, If you look at religions, the Bible, for instance, they really put it in, so like heaven was a source of beauty and perfection and where you go when you die, but the physical, the earthly realm was dirty. It was not here for pleasure. It was all shame and guilt. You know, this is what we come from, you know. It has a big impact, religion, even if you're not religious, you know. So when we love it all, when we love all our sides, it won't take over and become a destructive force. It will become power. We can integrate it. So when you are talking to the feminine or the shadow side, this is when you'll feel triggered or angry or frustrated. This is when you really have to just bring love. It's okay. I've been saying this recently so much for me. It's okay. I know you've triggered. I know you're anxious. You're safe. You're safe. You'll feel the difference instantly, you know. We are not here to feel shame and guilt. These are not emotions that serve us in any way. They serve the system, not us. We come from cosmic energy, you know, we've got to remember that. So my real life tips for balancing and integrating would be affirmations. So affirmations, yes. My husband's been into affirmations for so long, and I've always just been like, oh, whatever. My partner is very, very disciplined. But when you're driving to work, if you just repeat, I am love, 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 you will feel the shift. I can feel the energetic shift in me now. I am love, I am love, I am love, you know. You'll feel it. And if you'll feel stupid, you'll feel silly if you're just doing it, but just go with it, you know. Try not to take everything so seriously. It's not serious. It doesn't have to all be so serious. Laugh at yourself, you know, feel that discomfort. You'll grow in that 10 minutes, you know. So I am love, I am love, I am love is a beautiful affirmation you can say whenever. I love you. This is a really good one. I could never say I love you. I say this a lot when I'm doing yoga, and she says, set your intention, and I say, I love you. And I thought, it's weird that I can't say I love you to yourself, you know, but that's probably most of us, and we've normalized that, but it's not good for us. We should love ourselves, of course. We're with ourselves all the time. So I love you is a really good one. I trust in the universe and her divine plan for me. I trust in the universe and her divine plan for me. I trust in the universe and her divine plan for me. This is surrender, yeah? This is grounding. This is trust. This is patience. You are safe. This is a big one. This is a really big one when you're talking to the shadow side, the feminine side, the body, because we've all experienced times of not feeling safe in our own time, but in many, 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 many other times. You are safe. You are safe in this moment. You are safe in this moment. You are safe in this moment. Mirror work. This is something I've just started getting into recently. My husband has done a lot. It's pretty confronting. The whole point about mirror work is it's going to show you all your sides, probably your ancestors, but it's also going to show you sides that you don't like. You're going to have times when you're like, I am so ugly, I look like a man, whatever it is, it's all going to come up. But it's really confronting, and you can integrate that, you know, and it's going to bring some stuff up. We'll do a separate video on mirror work because it's quite extensive. Awareness. So this is really the one. You can't practice this on a Thursday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. This is awareness you need to be practicing all the time with forgiveness and love. You're not always going to be aware. You're going to be tired. You're going to be busy, whatever. But if you can always try and come into a state of awareness when you feel these emotions, you know, you can't, when we let ourselves get taken away with our emotions, it's usually started with a thought that's triggered us or upset us, and then we feel the emotion and we get taken away with it. I'm always taken away with my emotions, always. I'm trying to sit in them now, you know, in stillness, and just be like, okay, what am I feeling? Deep anger, deep frustration, deep sadness, abandonment, anxiety, and sit with it. Sit with it. Stay aware of it. Then you can integrate it. What you're doing is you're shining a light on the dark parts of yourself that you haven't wanted to look at, that you've suppressed for so long. She just wants to be loved, you know, that side just wants to be loved. She wants to be accepted and loved. She wants to know that she is safe and that everything's okay, and that she doesn't need to feel shame and guilt for feeling scared or guilty or shame or angst. She doesn't have to feel that, you know. You can love her, and then she will become, you know, your power, you know, your real power. Don't move away from it. Don't push it away. Don't go and have a glass of wine. Don't go and have a joint. These things are all beautiful things, but if you're doing them because you're trying to run away from something, when that joint's finished, when the bottles of wine's finished, when the run's finished, when the socializing has finished, that feeling will come back tenfold. It's never going to go away. You have to feel it. That is the awareness. You have to be aware of it, feel it, and then this is how we integrate. This is how we balance. It's all your own journey. It's all happening on your own timeline. Nothing is linear. Nothing is linear. Everything is a circle. You're going to feel sad and upset and flat. That's all okay. It's all okay that it's going to go on your path. Surrender, patience, trust. So I hope you like this video. Please remember to subscribe, share with your friends. You know, we're really trying to do something here that makes a difference, you know. So yeah, share, spread. We love you for watching. We love you for supporting us, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.